Ay, guys. So I'm sure most of you are aware what's going on right now. If you aren't, Jagex released a survey on membership, and I wanted to, like every other content creator, to share my opinion and kind of give you guys a brief explanation exactly of what was going on. So, long story short, Jagex released a survey asking about membership. Similar, I guess you could say, in the way that the MTX survey was on RuneScape 3 a while ago. That, by the way, nothing ever came of except our rates went up. So keep that in mind for this whole experience, that all that came from this last survey was your membership rates got jacked up, and we have more MTX, if anything. I've seen way more events, so basically Jagex said, oh, you guys are willing to pay more. We'll just screw you. Constantly, because I like to be the guy who always says, RuneScape is fun. I enjoy RuneScape. And I think, when you play this game for fun instead of for min-maxing or how everyone else tells you to play it, it's a lot of fun. It's a great experience. I enjoy both old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3. I'm an addict. I'm not going to lie. I am. But this survey, to me, as someone who's played for 20 years, I stuck through, actually almost 20 years, I stuck through EOC. I enjoyed EOC. I stuck through Squeal of Fortune. I hated it, but I kept playing because I'm an addict. But really, I felt I should share my understanding and experience with this survey. So really quick, summary of what the survey was. I'm not going to play the videos. You can find the videos on Reddit, on Twitter. 80 other YouTubers by now have replayed the videos and given their commentary while they play the videos. I wanted to give you guys my unfiltered commentary on them. So, as some of you may or may not know, RuneScape YouTube is not my full-time job. My full-time job is a corporate job where I work in IT. And as someone who works in a corporation and works a corporate job, I understand that this survey would have not gotten to the point that it did if it had not passed several layers of corporate bullshit, to summarize, and corporate ladder. So basically, if you've never worked in a corporation before, usually what happens is someone on the board, aka the owners, tells the CEO, this is what we want to do. The CEO will tell some other lackey somewhere in the company, hey, do this, and it gets done. And that does not get done without a certain amount of money spent or without knowing that this is going to go through. So these surveys, keep in mind, something from the survey is going to happen. I'm calling it now. Just from my experience working in the corporate world, I would say there is a 90% chance something from this survey happens. But so what was the survey about? Membership. Long story short, Jagex thinks it's a great idea to increase your membership yet again, but this time, I play, for example, both games. I play both games on all of my accounts for some time. On my old school Iron Man, I also use that as a account on RuneScape 3 to buy items or to AFK fish when I want to. My RuneScape 3 main, I use it to make videos for old school RuneScape. One of the things that they proposed is separating membership, so they want to charge you more to play on both accounts, or both games. And I'm sure you won't be able to play on the same account on both games, they'll just charge you more. Then you have the ad-supported tier, which basically, this is a tier where Jagex wants to add ads to the game. Now, I'm old enough to remember when I first played RuneScape and it was free to play. At the top of the screen, there were ads. And wasn't much you could do about it. They were just ads constantly playing. That was free to play. That was one of the perks of membership, was to get rid of it. Would I be angry if they were to add it back? Probably not, because I don't play free to play. But it would suck for most free to play players, because knowing how they would do it now in this day and age, it would likely have ads that are intrusive. You know, when you first sign into RuneScape, you get a pop-up, probably about the size of this on the screen right now. That's some sort of MTX bullshit they're trying to sell you that the community has hated for years. I've tried to get my friends to play this game, and they refuse to play, even though I have played this game for 20 years, and it's the most time I spend online is on this game. The vast majority of my IRL friends refuse to play this game because of the MTX. And they refuse to play old school RuneScape because of the graphics. I'm nostalgic. I don't mind the graphics. It's good gameplay. Anyways, side tangent. But there's going to be a bunch of ads. If you think that it's going to be a non-intrusive ad, you have not worked in a corporate world. That's, again, my experience working in a corporate experience. So anyways, long story short, lots of people quit or claim to be quitting. Lots of people have come up in arms to the point where the management team has released surveys or a commentary. So I just wanted to pull up really quickly for you guys and put side by side the RuneScape 3 versus the old school RuneScape reply. And if you look, 90% of this is the exact same. They had a few paragraphs specific to old school RuneScape and a few paragraphs specific to RuneScape 3. Here, let me get rid of my old school tab so you can see better. But like here, why the survey is conducted. This survey was an exploratory survey. This was an exploratory survey intended to test broad range of features and options. Test broad range of features and options. This is corporate speak. This means, oops, you guys didn't react in the way we thought you would. We're trying to calm you down so that we can later put 20% of what you guys said you hated back into the game. So likely what's going to happen, from my experience working in corporate world, we'll probably see the split membership subscription, which sucks. We'll probably see something about these exclusive worlds, the client plugins that everyone wants for RuneScape 3 that old school RuneScape has had since its beginning, and the player support. If you think player support is not something that will be paid for, look how they gave both the RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScapes. They didn't even have the courtesy to draft separate ones for both games. They just copy and pasted and then added special paragraphs. That's how much Jagex cares about you. That's how much they care about you as a player. Is they're not even willing to draft a completely separate one for each game. They don't even understand the difference between their RuneScape 3 community and their old school RuneScape community. Imagine, I know people who play WoW hate Blizzard, but imagine, to me, this is the same as Overwatch and WoW having issues, and Blizzard just gives them both the same exact thing. That's how different the RuneScape and RuneScape 3, old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 communities are. So do not believe Mod Pips when he says this. I don't think Mod Pips made this decision, by the way. I think it came from their new owners. I believe it's called the Carlisle Group. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. I do not think Mod Pips made this decision, and I do not think any moderator at Jagex made this decision. I think it was 100% from the board. And I think anyone who thinks this is going to change or these are not going to happen do not understand the corporate world. The irony is, like, there were some things in there that people would probably pay more for. I don't think charging for your API is that big of a deal as someone who understands exactly like the cost of that. I do think it's expensive to host servers, but the fact that all of this was brought up and not once was the removal of MTX for RuneScape 3 brought up just shows you how much they care. Yeah, so the other thing I did want to talk about really quick before we finish this out is the multiple characters. So as someone who has 3 accounts, I have my main on RuneScape 3, I have my old school Iron Man, and I have my RuneScape 3 Iron Man that I play on. I play on all 3 accounts, usually at the same time. The fact that at no point has it been discussed to just do one price and then you bundle your accounts together with the Jagex account is stupid. That should have been presented immediately when the Jagex account was launched. But also, so on my main account, I have sustained membership for so long that I have the cheaper price. And I would be paying more if they switched to any of these models. So I'm a little bit extra frustrated. The other thing to realize is, frankly, I think we have to, as a community, understand that Jagex does not really care about us. They see us as dollar signs. I can't remember the exact YouTuber I was watching, but he described it as Jagex or their new owners seeing us as pieces of meat. If they actually cared, they would have looked at what happened with the community when EOC came out, or the Squeal of Fortune came out, or the on old school RuneScape. I believe probably the biggest thing that could compare to this would probably be I'm sorry, I'm bad at the old school RuneScape community because I don't follow it as closely as the RuneScape 3, but someone let us know down below what you would think this is comparative to. I just think, again, as someone who works in the corporate world, you don't spend that much money making those kinds of videos, which, by the way, I think I was discussing with one of my friends that it looked like the guy recording the videos understood how horribly these would be received and how much he hated the idea of them. But it's like you going into work and your boss saying, hey, go clean the bathroom. Or you going into work and your boss saying, hey, you're on customer service duty. If you've worked with customers, you know how horrible that is to get that task for the day. And he just looked like he hated his life, knowing how that would be received. Yeah, I think it's important for the community to not lay up on this one, not let up on this one. Make sure Jagex knows your opinion about it. Make sure they realize that most of what they proposed, they should have learned years ago, are not acceptable. The fact that you can propose a ad-supported membership tier is ridiculous. I think we can all agree on that. Anyways, guys, I'm sure all of you have comments on what happened. Let me know down below. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the whole thing? Would you pay for any of those tiers? I think, frankly, the only thing I would pay for is extra membership per account. Like, if you gave me a flat rate on my Jagex account of $15 and then charged me $5 per account, I'd be more likely to pay that. But I don't think they'll ever do that. Anyways, guys, make sure to give the video a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you aren't, and check out the social media link down below. Don't forget, every Monday I try to do a RuneScape 3 video, and every Thursday I attempt to do a old school RuneScape centered video. And we'll make sure to get back to that next week. I just wanted to get this out of my system. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.